we will have more discussion in class. So kalau you nak reply my give a response, you have to give through WhatsApp group. Because kalau saya dah buka page lain untuk share screen in the Google Meet, I cannot see your response in chat box. Kalau Webex kita nampak. Tapi sebab saya punya Webex saya tak guna yang UTM punya. Right, baru 52. Attendance, make sure you scan the attendance. Okay, since this is the first class, okay, so I think now is 10:04 minutes. Okay, I give a brief about myself. Okay, my name is Dr. Azanizawati binti Ma'ram. Okay, you can call me Dr. Niza. So I'm a lecturer from Industrial Engineering Panel. So we have, sebab semua dah final year kan, ke third year? All third year students. Okay, so we have mechanical, pure mechanical, we have material, manufacturing, aeronautics, automotive, marine. So one of the panel is industrial engineering. So this subject is a little bit different from your nature of study. Okay, this is a little bit more on management, and we also will cover on the safety as well as financial. Okay. So you all ni daripada program apa ni? Oh, pure mechanical, okay. Because, ada yang SEMV. Okay. So kalau yang pure mechanical memang totally different lah, because pure mechanical for subject year 1 and year 2, more on calculation, more on the structure, but for this subject, it's totally different. I tell you earlier so that don't be shocked. Okay, because we will have a lot of discussions. Bukannya just one way lecture, lecturer bercakap kat depan and then you diam. No. Kalau you diam, you tak akan dapat. Sebabnya even though we have the theoretical part, but that theoretical part you have to implement in the real situation. Okay. So ada yang international students here? Kita ada international student tak? Do we have international students? So far semua macam nama local. Tak ada confirm Okay, so yang first class ni kita tak buat lagi lah. Tak buat lagi discussion. Okay, so I will start to introduce our course. Sebab hari tu kita cuti. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, Doktor. Boleh, Doktor.
Alright. Okay, basically this subject, you can see that the title of the subject, Engineering Management, Safety and Economics. So we would cover three areas. Okay, actually these three areas is come from three different subjects. But for pure mechanical and automotive students, we try to suit with the limited credit. So from three different subjects, we do it in one subject with three areas. Okay, so maknanya banyak benda lah yang you kena catch up. Okay, basically it's about basic management knowledge, safety and engineering economy. So the management part will examine key issues in management and organisation. Ni topik-topik yang kita akan belajar lah. Okay, including organizational structure, design, human resource management, motivating employees and leadership. So why we need to know about the management as an engineer? Kenapa? Anyone? Because you want to be an engineer in the future. But why you have to know about management? Tak letak dekat komen, letak dekat WhatsApp sebabnya saya tak boleh baca.
So in future we can handle things well.
Handle things well. Okay. Besides that,
to maximize the profit.
what is the relationship between management and to maximize profit?
Sebab nanti ada involve dengan manage people.
Correct. Because as an engineer, you are not only dealing with the machine, but you also have to deal with the people. Okay. So from time to time, once you graduate, you'll be junior engineer. Okay, fresh graduates. And then afterwards, maybe after 3 years, you will be the senior engineer. And then next, for 5 years or 3 years, you will be promoted as an maybe principal engineer. Okay. And then ini kalau macam company besar lah. And then kalau after next 3 years, so you will be the manager in the future, engineering manager or manager under management. Okay, so that's why as an engineer, you have to know a little bit on the management. Okay, to make sure to get a more profit for the company. So we have to deal with the machine to make sure the machine is work, but who will manage the machine is people. So that's why yang tu ada motivating employees and leadership. Okay, and then next we will cover on the safety. So safety, we have two books that you have to know. Okay, under safety we have OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, and Factory and Machinery Act 1967. So as an engineer, of course, when you work outside and then you will deal with the machine, you will deal at the organizational environment. So of course they have hazard, they have risk, and you have to know how to control the risk and hazard. So we will do the exercise on the hierarchy to assess the risk and hazard at the workplace. Okay. And last one is engineering economy. Okay. Why as an engineer you have to know about engineering economy? Apa kaitan engineer yang kita belajar static, dynamic, thermo apa semua kan? Tiba-tiba kena belajar pula pasal finance, engineering economy. Dulu industry engineering, if you still remember, SEMM 3813, you already learn about finance. Okay, yang tu pun a part of engineering economy. kita dah bahagi dua engineering ekonomi ni. Dulu another have one subject, engineering ekonomi dan finance. But then since pure mechanical and aeronautics program would like to revise their curriculum, so we divide the engineering economy into two parts. So one part we will cover in this subject, engineering management, and another part we covered in SEMM 3813, industrial engineering. So the question is why we need to know about engineering economy as an engineer. Ni budak accounting pun ada belajar. Kenapa? For decision making. Okay, decision making apa tu? Amir. For to cut loss and make profit. Managing organizations financial. Okay, semua betul lah. Okay. Because sometimes we as an engineer, we have to make a decision, okay, whether the decision can save the money, or we have to, if the company invests to the machine, to buy a machine, and then we have to know the consequences. Is it when the company buy the machine, or we invest into the project, so is it worse for the company for long run? Okay. Engineering also a business, yes, correct. Investment amortization, okay. Tu yang investment amortization apa semua tu, yang tu kita dah cover dalam industry engineering. Okay, yang ni more on accounting lah. Okay, nanti kita kena buat balance sheet dan sebagainya. Okay. So, okay, at the end of the course, students should be able to describe fundamental aspects of management, integrate knowledge in engineering and management in making business decision, okay, apply the principles of hazard identification, risk assessment, control, plan, design and implement an effective safety program, and also perform engineering economy analysis to solve problems and evaluate engineering investment or projects. Okay. So now you get the idea, okay, these are the lecturers who teach the subject for this semester. And this is our CLO. First, analyze the fundamental aspects of engineering management, safety and finance, PLO1. Okay. Even though it's PLO1, but the question is normally for engineering management. It's not about you read and memorize whatever theoretical part or fundamental in the book and then you luahkan dekat dalam exam paper. No. This course has been designed to give a case study. So from that case study, you have to link with the theoretical part or fundamental part. Okay. So dia bukannya macam okay you baca macam buku sejarah kan, you baca lepas tu you ingat okay you luahkan. No. Okay. Dia macam okay contohnya macam ada leadership. Okay, leadership ni sekian. Ada karakteristik of as a leader. So you dia akan bagi okay mungkin dia akan pick one or two leader in the world or in Malaysia. So you have to analyze that leader. Okay, so for example Tun Mahathir. So Tun Mahathir ni dia apply which kind of leadership characteristics. So yang tu contoh-contoh macam mana kita punya soalan lah engineering management. Okay. Right, so in yang tu PLO1. And then second, adapt knowledge to integrate Factory and Machinery Act 1967 and OSHA 1994, accident cases and workplace safety issues. Okay, ini contoh-contoh soalan dia sebab ini PLO6. Okay. Ini contoh-contoh soalan dia seperti we will give the situation at workplace, ataupun kita provide figure, okay, picture on the workplace. So you have to analyze, either you do the hierarchy or you analyze the possible accident will be happen. So you have to know the risk at the workplace. So itu adalah contoh-contoh soalan berkenaan dengan CLO2. Then from there you have to relate with the Factory Machinery Act and OSHA. Contohnya, kalau dalam Factory Machinery Act tu, dia kata okay, semua mesin angkat tu contohnya macam lift, forklift, okay, yang benda-benda yang boleh angkat apa barang lah. Okay. So semua mesin angkat perlu dicek setiap 6 bulan. So that terminology you have to know. So bila you analyze the situation of the accident happen or workplace safety issues, then you have to relate with the Factory Machinery Act and OSHA. Okay, dia bukannya saja-saja hafal, tak. You kena recall balik and then relate with the situation. Okay, so that is CLO2. So CLO3, recognize ethical principles, professional ethics and responsibilities. So yang ni pun generic skill, PLO8. Okay, so PLO8 ni more on ethics lah, society and ethics. So berkenaan ethics ni, as an engineer of course you have to know what is the ethics, mana yang don'ts, mana yang do. Okay, so kita ada prinsipal kita. Okay, CLO4. For CLO4 you have to adapt knowledge in engineering management, safety and finance in making future business decision, for example entrepreneurship. So yang ni adalah long life learning. Okay, so you kena adapt and then making in the future decision. Okay, yang tu biasanya kita akan cover dalam project. Right. Okay, any question for the CLOs?
Tak ada.
Tak ada, alright. Okay. Okay, ini kita akan conduct active learning. Biasanya subjek ni adalah untuk final year, tapi bila dia introduce for third year, so nak tak nak you kena train yourself lah, to be act like final year student. But ini memang banyak discussion. So week 1 until week 5, this one more on engineering management. Okay. Week 6 until week 10, ini more on safety. Then the rest, another 4 weeks, is about engineering, economy and finance. So yang ni kalau kita tengok ada income statement and balance sheet. Okay, dengan ratio and variance. Tapi ratio and variance dah subjek-subjek ujung tu kita biasanya skip je, tapi tengok keadaan lah. Right. So transferable skills, team working and written communication. But kalau when we involve about management, your communication skill should be very good. Okay, sebab you nak instruct people, so you have to know, you have to deal with the with people and to influence people. Okay, so that is leadership and motivation. Okay, so apa assessment yang kita ada? We have test 1, 20%, 1.5 hour. Test 2, 20%, 1.5 hour. Group project 20%, and final exam 40%. Okay. So group project ni kita tak ada tanya pasal kita punya CLO, tak ada pasal group. So 20% tu memang solely about how you do the project. Okay, these are the textbook. So try to find the textbook Robbins and Coulter 2013 onwards. Saya tak pasti ada yang baru ke tak. Saya rasa mungkin dah ada yang baru. Okay. So that was 2013, 12 edition, maybe sekarang ni dah 13 edition or 14 edition. Ni mungkin penyelaras tak update lagi lah ni. FMA and OSHA you can get from bookstore. Dekat MPH ada, dekat Popular ada, okay. So dekat Harris pun ada, so you boleh cari buku ni. Dalam RM30 ke RM60 macam tu lah. And then for ekonomi kejuruteraan dan perakaunan, ini 2009. Okay, yang ni kita tak ada yang baru, 2009. Ini pun saya ada satu kopi je. Okay. Okay. So any question on this? CI, ada question tak? Nanti dalam sebab petang ni baru saya ada meeting dengan dengan other lecturers, so I will upload all the course material in e-learning. Any question? Clear Alright. Good.
Tak ada, Doktor.
Okay. So kita pergi kepada group project. Okay, group project. Okay, starting from next week, our first class, you have to be ready with your group members. Sebab kita akan ada banyak discussion. So try to form a group consisting minimum 3 and maximum 5. So now we have a student about 35 campur 42 berapa? 77, ramainya. Okay, kita ada 77 orang. Kalau boleh, okay, kalau boleh you cari group members tu sama section lah. So senang untuk saya marking sebab ramai ni 77. Okay, so kalau 77 bahagi dengan 5, 77 bahagi 5, lebih kurang dalam 16 group. Okay. Sebab kalau 1-2 group yang bercampur macam okey lagi lah. Tapi kalau macam dah semua bercampur-campur, nama pula sekarang ni nama student lebih kurang sama je. Kalau last semester saya ada student apa nama dia? Ahmad Fikri dengan Ahmad Zikri. So kadang-kadang tertukar-tukar. Okay. Lepas tu ada yang Hafizuddin, ada Muhammad Hafizuddin, ada Ahmad Hafizuddin, ada apa? Hafizuddin saja. So nama quite similar. Apa dia? Abdullah. Oh, ada nama Abdullah. Abdullah ramai So gitulah dia. So kalau boleh cari yang satu section. Okay. So what you have to do is, okay, you have to select a case study company which is listed in Bursa Saham, BSKL. Ni kalau yang saya ada ajar space juga. So diorang yang dah bekerja pun dia tak expose on the BSKL or KLSE. Okay. So ni you dah start baru third year, dah expose to the BSKL. So you have to find in the Bursa Saham punya link. Try to find a company which is listed in Bursa Saham either in main board, ACE board ataupun kejap return to meeting. Kita ada 3, main board, ACE board, satu lagi apa entah. Okay. Sebab yang ni yang last kali ni yang dalam yang IPO lah yang baru introduce. Okay. So you cari, nanti link nanti saya akan share dalam group. Beberapa link and then Yang the rest tu you explore by yourself lah. Sebab takkan semua benda saya bagi kan. Okay. And then you collect 3-year annual report of the selected company years between 2018 until 2020. Then you have to provide description of their operations of relevant factors that may unveil the strength and weaknesses of the company. Okay. You kena cari 3 annual report. So biasanya yang company listed in BSKL, yang in English we call it as KLSE lah. Okay. So this company, they will produce annual report. Actually, they will produce quarter report and annual report. Okay. You try to get 3-year annual report from year 2018 until 2020. And then you cari all the factors relevant with their operations. And then you see the strength and weaknesses. Okay. Lepas tu apa yang you perlu buat? You conduct financial analysis to assess these 4 criteria. First, capability to support liabilities, okay, current and quick. And ability to generate income. So yang ni biasanya dia orang dah bagi tahu dah. You akan tengok dia punya sama ada company tu making profit ataupun ataupun loss. Every quarter pun dia akan tunjuk dia punya graph. Okay. And then financial strength, debt, total debt to equity ratio. And lastly, ability to generate profit, gross, net and rate of return ROR. Okay. So you have to conduct this financial analysis, and then finally you have to discuss the performance of the company from the perspective of investor, creditors and managers. Okay, faham? Okay, nanti sekejap lagi saya bagi contoh. Alright, guideline. Okay, these are the guideline, 15 marks. Okay. Introduction, data collection and presentation of data. Bukannya macam you copy paste terus letak, no. You have to follow the standards of thesis. Okay. Data analysis and results. And then discussion, sebab ada yang student dia ada banyak figure, dia pakai letak je figure tu. Tapi dalam teks, they didn't mention about the figure. They didn't explain about the figure. So yang figure tadi you buat apa? Kan? Baik tak payah letak. So figure, bila dah ada figure, then you have to pick the interesting findings. Maknanya yang mana yang the highest, yang mana the lowest, and then you discuss. So that is how you write a report. Okay. And then you do the discussion. So discussion, you make a comparison between 2018, 2019 and 2020. You analyse based on the trend. Adakah dia, kalau macam contohnya macam dia 2018 the company making profit. And then 2019, okay, profit is still okay. But then 2020 dia punya profit dia loss banyak. So from there you can relate with the pandemic dan sebagainya. Okay, contohnya macam Top Glove. So Top Glove kan mula-mula dia steady je kan. Tapi waktu yang pandemic tiba-tiba dia jump dia punya antara company yang making profit. But then suddenly dia punya production become low sebabnya ada worker dekat Top Glove tu kena COVID. So semua production kena stop. So that is one of the discussion yang you kena buat. Okay, itu contoh. Alright. And then references, okay, references including books, including reports, including website and news. So you have to put the references, follow the format of APA format. So APA format ni you boleh tengok pada thesis punya guideline. How to write a proper reference. Okay. And then next is progress report. So all progress report have to submit, nanti kita akan tengok kat bawah, through e-learning. I will ready the slot for e-learning. Okay. And the last one, what we expect you to do is use of appropriate software or spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet you have to ready lah untuk you guna buat apa balance and income balance sheet ke, dan analysis yang menunjukkan you dah buat comparison antara 3 tahun. Okay, so you have to come up with the spreadsheet. So that spreadsheet have to uploaded to e-learning as well. So format for preparing report, okay, font size yang ni you kena follow, okay. And then, okay, all mark reports will not be written, and please make sure you have extra copy for yourself. Okay. Ini yang saya cakap tadi, all figures and tables must be numbered accordingly, have titles or description and referred to in a text. Sebab kadang-kadang you pakai letak je kat situ. Kita orang pun macam bila baca apalah yang you nak discuss ni. Okay. Okay, ni all supplementary data and analysis using software or spreadsheets need to be submitted in the form of soft copy. Okay, so progress report. Progress report, kita ada progress report 1, progress report 2 and full report. So progress report 1 due within week 3. So lepas je kelas ni, you try to find your group members and then upload dekat dalam group, sebabnya biar orang tahu okay you dah belong to which group. Okay, nanti week 3 nanti you submit dalam e-learning. So apa yang you kena submit? Details of each group member, name, matric number and phone number, and your selected company. So ni dah week 1, okay. Next week 2, and then the other week is week 3. So saya akan bagi until Khamis lah. So nak find selected company ni, you kena baca-baca sikit lah dia punya background of the company. Okay, contoh yang top adalah Top Glove, okay. Ada yang kes-kes berkenaan, kalau dulu SCIB, Sarawak apa benda dah. Tu adalah few companies yang tiba-tiba dia punya stock market is very high and then suddenly drop. Okay, power. So that is the manipulation happen in BSKL. Okay. And then second is progress report 2. So when you submit the progress report 2 after semester break, after mid-break, okay, week 9, you have to provide the initial data of analysis. So apa yang you kena ada? Annual report of the selected case study and the Gantt chart of delegation of works. Okay, so maknanya annual report ni dah ada 3 tahun punya annual report. You also can provide the quarter report as well. So annual report kan 3 tahun kan, tapi company ni actually dia base pada quarter. Okay. And then the last one is full report. So full report due date is 20th of January next year. Medium soft copy, submission item full report. Semua all data analysis, all the software, all the explanation and discussion, semua yang mengikut format di atas. And all the analysis. Okay. So that is the full report. So any question? Ini at this moment saya bagi dekat dalam WhatsApp group dulu. Bukan. So for you to get ready lah. Ni rubrik pun saya bagi siap-siap. But I will upload again all these 3 things in e-learning. Okay. Okay, any question on the group project? Very good. Saya suka pelajar-pelajar yang pantas dan cekap.
Sini tak ada lagi.
Tak ada lagi
Tak ada lagi. Buat macam ni
Tapi
tak ada.
yang saya pelik dah ada 2-3 group of students dalam WhatsApp. Kenapa kalau you letak group 1 tu, you biarkan kosong and then you letak group 2? Saya tengok trend semua sama. Kenapa? Tak confident.
Langkah datang depan.
Dia orang macam ni tak confident namanya. Kalau nak jadi good engineer, okay, you kena confident. You be number 1 lah, buat apa yang number 2? Bukan, tak adanya dahulukan orang lain, tak ada.
Mesti tulis. Doktor nak tanya doktor.
Ya,
Company tu company macam mana doktor?
company tak kisah company macam mana
Oh.
pun. Oh okay, saya lupa nak tunjuk contoh. Okay, okay, kita pergi stock market sini. Saya kalau klik yang website stock market ni, dia macam tiba-tiba saya terkeluar. Okay, sekejap Kita tukar guna handphone jap. Okay, dengar tak suara saya?
Dengar doktor.
Oh, kalau saya keluar, macam mana saya nak share link? Allahuakbar. Okay, sekejap saya share link dulu.
Allah.
Okay, kita share link dulu. Okay, this is the website for Bursa Malaysia. And then some of the information of company and quarter report you can find here. Ni saya post je dulu. Sekejap. Sekejap Okay, ni website-website yang saya gunalah biasanya. Okay, saya letak je dulu. So nanti you check mana yang bersesuaian. Okay, Age Market. Dekat Age Market ni, you akan dapat some information about the news of the company. Sebenarnya banyak lagi website-website lain. Epic Research. Macam ni lah bagus, letak number 1. Buat apa nak jadi second people? Jadi nombor 1. Okay. Okay. So yang ni ada berapa website ni, saya forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ada 5 website yang common lah kita guna sebagai investor. So you boleh tengok dulu. Right, so sekarang ni saya pergi balik pada group. Check. Okay, dengar tak suara? Saya dah tukar.
Dengar tu.
Alright. Okay, so just now I forwarded some of the five URL, okay, yang biasa investor ataupun trader guna lah. So you can search some of the information and then you scroll sampai ke bawah. Nanti you akan jumpa dia punya sebab ada company kalau macam you check, itulah saya tak boleh nak guna dekat sini. Kalau you check nanti on the right hand side, if I'm not mistaken under under Malaysia Stock Biz tu, on the right hand side kalau you klik nama nama company ataupun stock yang listed in the company, so on the right hand side dia akan beritahu kita ada sama ada it's under main board, is board ataupun yang lagi satu IPO. Okay. Lepas tu dekat bawah tu adakah ia syariah compliance ataupun non syariah. Lepas tu dia ada tunjuklah siapa yang investor, yang inject the money dan sebagainya, siapa pemegang saham. Okay, dekat sebelah kanan biasanya. Lepas tu kalau you scroll down, lagi satu dekat yang belah kanan tu dia ada bagi link, the main link for the company. So you can click that company, that link, so you can read the background of the company. Pergi dekat original dia punya website of the company. Okay. So kadang-kadang dia punya annual report dia letak dekat dia punya main website. Tapi dekat under yang Malaysia Stock Biz ataupun trading market dan sebagainya ataupun BSKL, dekat situ ada annual report ataupun quarter report. Okay. Nanti kalau saya rajin saya screenshot lah macam mana nak tengok dan sebagainya. Okay, tapi you explore lah dulu. Okay, any question on that?
Kata
Alright.
soalan lain. Tadi
Ya.
section kena sama ke boleh lain-lain?
Kalau boleh buat section yang sama lah.
Kalau boleh
Sebab
lah.
kalau macam kalau boleh try to minimize and saya cuba nak mudahkan kerja you, so you cuba mudahkan kerja saya juga. So we have 77 students. So untuk 77 orang nanti nak key in markah, saya takut saya tersilap. Okay. Tak ramai itu 77. Lepas tu nama berbeza-beza unless you letak siap-siap, okay, you punya section number tu you letak siap, okay, nama team members yang ni, lepas tu section dia section apa. So tak adalah saya tercari nama dan sebagainya. Nak scroll kalau macam katalah ada 20 group ataupun semua 16 semua mix and then saya tercari dia punya team members, bulau mata saya tengok dekat Excel. Okay. Kalau boleh kita mudahkan kerja antara satu sama lain lah. Right. Okay, ada lagi soalan?
Tak ada.
Tak ada, alright, good. Okay, kita dah 10.47. Okay, saya bagi gist of the subject sekejap . Kita pergi ni sekejap. First chapter, Introduction to Management and Organisation. Okay. You kena tahu the learning outline, you kena tahu siapa managers, okay, and what is the management. So yang ni kita boleh skip. Dan apa yang managers buat, okay. Sebab saya dulu ada cousin saya, dia sambung degree lah dekat UTM, mechanical. Lepas tu bila jumpa dia, waktu makan ke apa, dia akan tanya, dia kata, sebenarnya tugas engineer ni apa? Tu soalan dia. So waktu tu dia dah third year lah. Sebab dia belajar ni. You belajar thermodynamics, you belajar fluids, you belajar heat transfer, and then suddenly you belajar management, you belajar industrial engineering. And then waktu third year tu dia baru sedar, sebenarnya nanti kalau aku dah habis belajar ni sebagai engineer, apa kerja aku? Apa function as an engineer ni dekat company? You rasa sebagai apa?
Saya rasa design.
Okay, you're thinking about design. Okay, lagi?
Macam-macam.
Macam-macam, contohnya?
Project engineer.
Okay, good. Lagi?
Surveyor.
Surveyor, tak berapa tepat lah surveyor.
Problem solver.
Manager, okay, keluar-keluar terus jadi manager, tak lah.
Kuli.
Mula-mula memang jadi kuli.
Doing
Apa
analysis.
tadi yang sebelum kuli tadi apa?
Solve problem.
Solve problem, correct. We as an engineer, we cannot run away from problem. We likes problem. Sebab problem tu adalah opportunity for the engineer to solve the problem. If you are very good engineer, you will always find a way to solve the problems. Okay, so that is engineer. Okay, so okay, yang ni organisation. And kenapa you study management tadi pun kita dah sentuh sikit. So we go a little bit on who are the manager. So manager is someone who coordinates and oversees the work of other people so that organizational goals can be accomplished. So maknanya you manager, bawah you terus ada subordinates. So bila kita kata oversees the work, is not only you only see, no. You over and see. Okay. You kena check you punya anak buah do the work correctly. Okay. You kena train your anak buah, your subordinates to follow your instruction and do the work and deliver the work on time. So itu adalah good manager. Okay. Sebab yang manager, a good manager or a good leader is not about his alone climb up the ladder. Dia akan bawa sekali anak-anak buah dia climb up together. So that is a good manager and leader. Okay. Okay. This is classifying managers. We have 3 levels of managers. So first line, individuals who manage the work of non-managerial employees. So non-managerial including engineer. So bila you jadi fresh graduate, atas you memang akan ada senior manager, senior engineer, dan senior engineer tu pun atas dia ada lagi manager ataupun principal engineer. Okay. So the principal engineer would be the leader to the senior manager, senior engineer. Senior engineer would be the leader to the young engineers lah. Okay. So yang first line managers tu adalah manager, engineering manager dan sebagainya. Dia akan manage the principal engineers dan senior managers, senior engineers. So dia adalah frontline managers yang akan communicate with the middle managers. So whatever non-managerial employees problem, they have to report to middle managers. So middle managers is the individuals who manage the work of first line managers. So kadang-kadang kita ada nampak, okay, engineering manager. So atas engineering manager kadang-kadang kita ada Asia Pacific manager. Katalah kalau yang you work in MNC kan, multinational company. So under multinational company ni it's not only Malaysia, tapi dia ada branch di China, dia ada branch di Taiwan, dia ada branch di India. Okay. So dia ada seorang lagi manager yang akan menjaga Asia Pacific. So yang tu middle manager akan manage all the frontline managers. And then on top of the Asia Pacific manager, so kita ada top managers. Yang ni biasanya dekat HQ. Ini kalau MNC lah contohnya. Okay. So dekat HQ, top managers is the individuals who are responsible for making organization-wide decisions and establish plans and goals that affect the entire organization. So biasanya top managers ni yang akan buat decision for the whole company. Okay, contohnya macam dekat UTM. UTM top managers apa?
MC.
Yes, correct. NC, TNC itu adalah top managers. Okay, so siapa middle managers?
Dekan-dekan fakulti.
Correct. Yeah, very good. Siapa yang jawab tadi?
Amirul Shah lah tu. Amirul Shah.
Okay. Nampak you punya ni Syah. Right. Itu adalah middle managers. Okay, siapa first line managers?
Lecturer.
Tak.
Tak bukan.
Prof.
Tak.
Staff
Adalah,
fakulti.
Prof tu adalah juga. Ha?
Boleh lah Prof.
Prof tu mungkin middle managers pun kita boleh panggil lah.
Director.
Director of the program, sebab bawah director adalah lecturers. Okay. So that is first line managers. So whatever problem under operational level, sebab macam lecturer ni adalah operational level. Sama juga dengan company, kalau yang engineer ni, engineer adalah dekat operational level. Sebab tu kalau macam you first graduate, you akan jadi group apa? B40. Okay, kalau macam bila dalam macam B40 ni macam orang ni kan biasa-biasa kan, tak. Engineer pun ada B40. Okay. So tak apa, benda tu akan you step the ladder one by one sampailah you establish your career. So jadi engineer ni memang belajar engineering dah lah susah kan. Tiba-tiba keluar jadi B40 pula. Tak apa, yang tu first 3 years you develop your experience first. So mostly yang UTM students ni pun daripada background B40. Okay. So kenapa you masuk UTM? Sebab you nak gain knowledge. After you gain knowledge and then you can upgrade your status of family. Okay. Tak apa yang tu, sebab saya pun family daripada B40 juga. But we have to develop ourselves and be more confident. So perhaps that this course would help you a little bit in order to develop your soft skills, in order to develop your managerial skills, and also your leadership skill. Alright, so dah sekarang ni 10:57. So I think that is the introduction for this topic lah. Okay, so any question? Ada question?
Tak ada madam.
Okay.
Tak ada.
Alright, okay, so I think we end our session today. So see you next Tuesday. Okay, Assalamualaikum, have a good day.
Thank you.
Salam, thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.